Last episode, I caught up with rainbow families from around the country and asked them what it had been like having the kids at home doing online learning while physically distancing.
I got to admit that the kid's a pretty independent learner. You know, he's actually in his bedroom right now, doing. Did maths. I think he's gone into English now.
So that the schooling stuff hasn't been weird or hard at all. We're just all less stressed because we're not doing the commuter bandwagon kind of business. Finish work and go upstairs and, you know, you're there ready to have a enjoyable evening. We're spending more time together.
You realise that you don't understand how somebody learns until you're watching them learn, because they're doing a lot of remote learning with teachers in the, through Zoom.
In the calls.
We get to watch the teachers teach, and he's amazing with them. Like, he's dealing with 10 or 12 kids on Zoom calls and just dealing with all the personalities. And you watch him, he's very careful to give a shout out to each student for what they're working on, and I just couldn't do it. I'd just be mute all.
We learned pretty quickly that not every family had the same experiences, especially for two of the parents I spoke to. Both have children of the same age who are on the autism spectrum, so they pick up cues and their learning approaches require thinking outside the box. While both families tackled learning in the online space as best they could, they both had very different approaches and results.
It's difficult for extrovert kids. For introvert kids, it's a bit of a boon because they're not exposed to that sort of constant sort of full-on social exposure. He found it really, really difficult in face-to-face classes with the amount of noise and sort of auditory processing that was going on with the noisy kids in class interrupting the teacher. He was missing a lot of cues from the teacher of sort of what he needed to learn. We were missing deadlines and homework all over the place because he just had no idea what he was supposed to do. But being at home, he's been like, it's all online for you. It's all there. You don't have any of that, distractions in the room, and you can just sort of focus on the job that needs to get done.
So scheduling works really well. What doesn't work really well is when the scheduling is so tight that there's no room. They were given their regular timetable. They were given access to the teachers online via message only over a system that was massively flawed and still is. Then they said, we're only using this. And it started to go to, but for science you need this, and for that you need that. So 9 subjects, 5 different platforms. And he was confused. I was confused. So he was confused as to how to structure this, how to manage this.
After 7 or 8 weeks of this now, he's starting to say, I kind of miss the routine after school of going down to the 7-Eleven and getting a Slurpee with my mates. But again, he's got a lot of mates who are he's a gamer, so he's a bit of a nerd. He's on Discord a lot, so he's always chatting with his mates online. Like, it's sort of like a gamer kind of teen version of Zoom, really.
I made the decision to put my son in school 2 days a week last week, 3 days a week this week. So he actually goes to school, but the system there is you basically do the same thing. You follow your timetable, and you're supervised by one person who is not your teacher. He was not able to do that structure by himself. So this week we've had to I say we because I've been in conversation with the school. They've been amazing about this, keeping the schedule and the conversation going to make sure that he's at least getting some work in.
Being able to be there and see what he's doing and seeing that he's actually working, because, this is his first year in high school, kind of going up to year 7, and he doesn't want to tell you what's been going on. I have no idea what's happening at school or whether he's doing the right thing or the wrong thing. It's just me being able to have a little bit of a sneaky peek to see whether he's actually doing the job.
It's an amazing thing what they've been able to achieve. Like I said, across 5 platforms, you've got to get students sorted.
It hasn't increased my capacity as a parent needing to be there to teach the children and stuff like that, because it's all online anyway.
You can see how much they've been working on this. It's fantastic.
As children around the country start returning to school, it's good for us to think about what we can take from the experiences of the past couple of months to help with developing and learning for the future. And take a moment to think about the educators who have had to tackle all of this from a distance while keeping their students engaged.
It's a great thing that all the teachers have been doing, been put under pressure to put their whole learning style online. At least at my kids' school, they've done an amazing job. Having all the classes and all the information that you need, especially as far as expectations and deadlines up online is really, really important. That, you know, sometimes that might get across in class to some kids.
I'm really proud of them, and I'm hoping that moving forward, this is all going to be off the table for quite some time, that we don't have to do this remote learning anymore.
They're just doing a great job, and you know, the reason it's been so great for us is because of all the hard work that they've done, setting up everything and keeping in touch with the kids and all the rest of it.
Teachers are amazing.
Teachers are amazing.
And they deserve to be earned about 1 million times more than what they currently are.
Well, you can tell them that on BTN.
Oh, okay.
There's a thank you, teachers.
Well, yeah, I could tell them
Yeah.
that on BTN, or I could tell them that with Dean in Dean's segment.
Dean's got more listeners than BTN, mate. Let's just go. Let's go where the numbers are. Click per view.
One last thing for everyone heading back to school, and for everyone else as well.
If you walk into the school, there's a hand sanitising station, and you use it and keep going. Use it on the way in, use it on the way out. Make sure you use it all the time.